So I figured an actual lockdown, because I live in Ontario, which most of this province is currently under a lockdown, I figured I would take a look at, well, lockdown. Before I start, I want to get a couple things out of the way first. Bionicle Journey to Home off-season came out this week. It's 3 episodes. They're kind of short, so I'll link them below. Please go check that out if you haven't. We have moved our streams to Twitch now, so that'll also be linked in the description down below if you want to watch us play games and be funny. And I also started a second channel for the gaming stuff. That will also be linked in the description down below, so you can check that out. And one of my family friends has started his own YouTube channel related to Rocket League and stuff. So if you're interested in that, you can go check that out too. I'll leave that below. It's called 26 Magic Hawks. So yeah, you can check out all that stuff in the description. Now onto the actual video. Hey, what's up? Today I have Studio Series Lockdown. I have done a Kibble Removal video before on this guy, which has over 5,000 views, but hardly any of those people subscribed. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. It's the little red one down below. I did do a Kibble Removal video on this guy before. I might have said a few things that I didn't like about this figure. My opinion has changed since I got it, so I will cover that later on. But first impressions were in that video, and they were not great. Lockdown here released very early on in the Studio Series line, and it was during a time when Studio Series figures were either detailed heavily or they were very posing heavy. Now they have a pretty good balance between the two, but Lockdown here is definitely form over function. He's definitely detail first, posing second, which is not my favorite, but I actually kind of like this, so we'll get into that. He looks great from most angles, capturing that menacing yet badass vibe that the character on screen presented in Age of Extinction. Contrary to a couple of things I might have said in my Kibble Removal video, I really like the look of this guy. And then there's his turtle shell. This guy is often compared to a turtle because of the kibble he has, and yeah, it's kind of ugly and it's most of the car, but for this size and based on the design, it's really all they could have done at this price point. Yeah, if he was a Voyager, which I do think he should have been a small Voyager, by the way, because based on his size next to Optimus in the movie, he was kind of, bigger than this. He would have been better at posing and transformation, and everything would have looked nicer. But as it stands, or doesn't, I'm okay with this. The detail is probably my favorite part of this guy. It just looks so clean, and it's painted very well. The paint is put in very strategic places to make the detail pop very, very nicely. I love the surface detailing on this guy, and I think the sculpt is very well done. The head is perfect. I do wish he came with the battle mask option, like one you could clip on, but you'll have to buy the orange repaint for that head, because it's a separate head. And no gun face? The defining characteristic of this guy was a gun face. And he doesn't come with a gun face. Sad. The rest of the accessories are amazingly well done, and I love them. I think they're great. I love the fact that he comes with his hook. Michael Bay's designs don't usually include everything from the original source material. Thank God they included his hook in the movie. I'm so I liked Lockdown. Lockdown I thought was a really cool villain that was very heavily underused. Posing is where this guy really lets down. He's too clunky and the joints are limited due to the design and the transformation. It's a shame because Lockdown needs to be in some dynamic poses. He does a lot of flips and kicks and things in the film, and you can't do that with this figure. I mean, he barely stands sometimes. Transformation is very shell formery, but it's easy enough, borrowing a little from the Crosshairs mold, the Age of Extinction Crosshairs mold, and it transforms very similarly to that and Cogman, specifically in the legs. Now, the Lamborghini Aventador, my favorite Lamborghini ever, and one of my top 5 favorite cars ever, looks absolutely amazing in this gunmetal gray, and this car mode does not disappoint that. It looks so much better than the original Age of Extinction toy. I'm so glad I have this. The car mode looks great from every angle, minus the bottom because the whole robot's just chilling down there, but whatever. Weapon storage, just don't do that. Don't, it looks terrible. Yeah, I'd say I like this guy. It's an oldie but a goodie. Yes, it needs some work on the transformation and the articulation, but I think as a redo of a figure we got before that was so bad I refused to buy one, I think this is a much better alternative. If you can get one for a decent price, by all means do so. Even the orange repaint, I would say get one of them because this figure's actually not that bad. And you can get this guy for a reasonable price now too on the secondary market because it's not a very popular figure. especially the orange one, but the orange one had a bit of a weird release because I never saw one ever on store shelves, or online. They were always sold out. So I'm not sure how easy it is to get that one, but Lockdown here, you can probably find them for a pretty decent price on places like eBay, Kijiji. I mean, I would say Craigslist, but Craigslist I've heard can be scary sometimes. So, I mean, don't use Craigslist. But yeah, make sure you subscribe. We are so close to 1,000 subscribers. At the time of recording this, we have 996. So let's see if we can get up to 1,000 within the next few days. That'd be awesome. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Links in the description below. The Patreon and the exclusive Snapdragon video are up on Patreon as well, so you can check that out. Patreon is linked below. It's only $1. And I have moved, and like I said, we moved the stream to Twitch, so I will link that below as well. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.